While the growth rate is flat, government programs have been in place attempting to stimulate investment as a means of kickstarting the economy. There are industrial development zones, a focus on stimulating coastal areas around the country's ports, and a priority list of industries that seek investment and foreign capital. But is government doing enough?
I think actually government has done a lot to set the framework in place. The South African legal regime is quite rigorous and well respected around the world, so it gives investors confidence in putting their money in vehicles like Vantage's funds.
On the other hand, government could be doing more. In his budget speech earlier this year, the South African Minister of Finance indicated that government was considering selling non-strategic state-owned assets. The problem is that investors aren't interested in those assets.
The major thing that would interest investors, if they're trying to sell those strategic assets, things like Eskom and Transnet, and if that would really interest investors, because there's massive opportunities.
The gaps aren't limited to state-owned entities, though.
We've invested about 90% of the funds in 12 investments that span across industries, from logistics to returnable packaging, to real estate. It really spans the gamut. And so I think broadly we're quite bullish on the South African economy in that middle market space.
Another opportunity presenting itself is the weak rand. While the exchange rate and low economic growth impacts on the export business potential, importers aren't suffering as much.
Importers are doing quite well, and particularly if we get continued disinflation in a country like China, where it's our major importing partner, that could be quite good for retailers in South Africa.
The adage goes that investors can see opportunity in almost any environment. The same is true in South Africa.
Companies that can take advantage of some of the malfunctioning infrastructure in South Africa. We've seen companies like Kuro that's come into the private schooling sector, private healthcare companies also perform very well in South Africa.
South Africa is still a land of opportunity for investors, both local and foreign. And if you're looking in the right places, you're going to find those gems that are going to give you a huge return on your investment. I'm Angelo Coppola for CCTV in Johannesburg.